7 and I'm still learning, but you should have learnt to keep your temper by now because you're whatever age you are.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK. Today we're looking at the most hilarious moments from Outnumbered.
You shouldn't be prejudiced against fat people, thin people, men who turned into women, women who turned into men, gay people, ginger people, people who come from Liverpool.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. Karen meets the headmistress.
So, Karen Brockman. I've heard a lot about you, especially in the weekly staff meetings. Now then, I understand you've been having a bit of trouble adapting to secondary school.
In the final series, Karen finally enters high school. Her parents decide to send her to a different school, one more academically challenging than Jake and Ben's. They secretly think she's brighter, but they can't convince the kids otherwise. Unfortunately, Karen struggles to settle in.
This is the first time I've had one write a formal letter of complaint to the governors.
Eventually, she wrote a formal letter of complaint about the school rules to the governors. It's a classic no-nonsense Karen moment.
Should I tell you something, Karen? I ban Roald Dahl. He's probably ruined more children's lives than polio. Ruined them with the ludicrous belief that all adults are stupid and can routinely be outwitted by small children and the occasional fox.
It leaves on a bit of a depressing note, with the headmistress comparing her to another bright child who ended up in prison. It's painfully relatable, with the headmistress putting her proposals in the bin and suggesting she reads Lord of the Flies. Number 9. HMS Belfast. Commissioned in 1939 and defending Britain during World War II, HMS Belfast is now a museum sitting on the River Thames.
Ben! Come down off that mast!
These are the kind of facts you'd expect Karen to include in her school project on the topic.
Who did we fight in the Korean War?
To research it, they go on a family trip to the ship itself, which is hilariously the project's prize. Naturally, Karen asks challenging questions throughout the whole trip. Ben is also as mischievous as usual, climbing on top of the guns, hiding in the beds, and having a hilarious interaction with the ship captain.
That hurts, doesn't it?
No.
Well, it would do if you banged your head.
No, I tried it with my head earlier. That didn't hurt either.
Number 8. Karen wants to be an astronaut. This episode begins with a heated debate between brothers, with Ben hilariously explaining what he believes a transvestite is and spouting pure nonsense.
Yes, he changed my status to Jake is a transvestite. He doesn't even know what a transvestite is.
The argument is sidelined when Karen marches in, telling everyone her new dream profession, an astronaut.
I've decided I don't want to be a vet anymore. I want to be an astronaut.
Ben insists being a woman means it's not possible, ignoring the almost 100 women who have been to space. Like most of what comes out of Ben's mouth, his reasoning makes completely no sense. Supposedly women can't throw, but Karen quickly proves this wrong by hurling fruit at Pete. Karen earnestly tries to explain the problems of stereotyping, but all Ben can think about is bacon.
Karen!
And so is that.
Karen, I've told you before, no throwing fruit at Dad.
Number 7. Pete can't go to school. Like a lot of kids, Ben tells a bunch of tall tales, and many of them make his parents' life unnecessarily difficult. After a poor science experiment involving wood lice in a microwave, we learn about one of Ben's most damaging lies, that Pete killed a man.
Ben, you told them that I'd killed a man.
Another child was bragging about his father's spice tolerance, so naturally he had to drop this bomb.
That wasn't my fault.
Well,
Look,
that's not...
Ross was boasting about his dad because he says his dad's the champion at art.
They even had an assembly to assure everyone this wasn't true. Either way, Pete makes all the students hate him not long after, with his comically terrible football coaching. He sends off the entire team and even gives the goalie 2 red cards.
My mates all think you're an idiot.
Yes, I know that. They expressed that opinion quite forcibly. Mind you, they won't be doing that again in a hurry.
Why not? Because you sent them off too, all of them.
Number 6. Who can tell the biggest lie?
Let's all see who can tell the biggest lie.
It's Karen's birthday, so Sue decides to take the kids, Grandad and Auntie Angela to a family farm. On the way, to break up the monotony of a traffic jam, Sue suggests playing the lying game. It doesn't take a scientist to foresee this going badly.
I have the deadly Ebola virus and we're all going to die in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Karen's lie is priceless.
I like Auntie Angela.
Many fans think she's the funniest child in TV history, as this line proves. Her performance becomes even more impressive when you learn how it was made. They filmed in a relaxed environment, letting the kids improvise many of their lines. Number 5. Karen becomes a Satanist. Karen develops some pretty wild opinions in her younger years. One of her most hilarious is her conversion to Satanism. Her parents can't tell if she understands what that is, but her main motivation is disliking Christianity, mainly because of the milk aspect. This isn't her only time dabbling in Satanism. In the episode prior, she comically draws Satan, Jesus, and a zebra next to a cliff.
This is Jesus, and this is a zebra, and this is Satan trying to persuade Jesus to jump off the edge of the cliff.
An interesting fact is that they let Karen's actress, Ramona Marquez, draw frequently when filming. Sometimes she would hilariously pay more attention to drawing than actually filming.
You have to treat everybody's views, whatever they believe, with equal respect, don't you?
Even idiots?
Well...
Even people who want to stab you in the eye with a pencil?
It makes you wonder, how big is the difference between the character and the actress? Number 4. Ben at the Wedding. Series 2's first episode is an absolute classic. The Brockmans attempt their cousin Julie's wedding ceremony, and hilarity ensues.
He's got nails in his hand. He should be going, ah!
We all know how wild a child Ben can be, hence why Pete needs to set strict rules so he doesn't bring too much chaos to the kiddie table. As everyone expects, he breaks all 3 of these. The resulting telling off provided one of the show's funniest lines.
You were specifically told no fighting, no swearing and no drinking alcohol. And I caught you bashing that kid's head on the floor shouting, "Don't touch my bloody beer."
Karen also has her fair share of hilarious lines in this episode, asking overly personal questions about the bride's exes, making things extremely awkward.
How many of your boyfriends are here?
Not many, a few.
Number 3. Stranger danger. Most kids these days are taught to be cautious of strangers. It's a necessary lesson to learn. But Ben decided to use it to his advantage.
That's not suitable for children your age. In fact, it's not for sale. And
when he can't get the toys he wants, he resorts to shouting stranger danger at his father.
Stranger! Stranger!
I'm not a stranger, I'm his dad. Come on, it's just a thing he does. Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben.
Stranger! He really is his dad.
It devolves into a hilarious tantrum, with everyone looking around comically perplexed. It almost feels like a peep show scene, the way it oozes awkwardness and uncomfortability. Pete even claims it was possibly their worst family outing ever. Ironic that the Brockmans behaved more wildly than any other animal on the farm.
I'm not called Ben!
Number 2. Ben's biblical discussions. As any Christian knows, King Herod tried to kill baby Jesus in the Bible. This raises a lot of questions for a young Ben who thinks Jesus could have easily wiped Herod off the earth.
Can I ask you another question about the Bible?
Well, yes, of course you can, Ben.
King Herod set out in order to kill baby Jesus, right?
Right, yes he did, yeah.
Well, why didn't baby Jesus zap him?
He discusses this with a priest who looks completely out of his depth. It's not just Ben with these amusing ideas. Karen chimes in with a graphic description of Herod in the afterlife.
And besides, he knew that when King Herod got to hell, that God would roast him until his eyeballs exploded.
The priest tries his best to explain the Bible, but the pair overestimate his patience.
Because Herod was a tiny little speck of nothing to Jesus, because Jesus could have squished him with a hippopotamus.
The parents' concerns about leaving them on the kids' table were completely justified. They are pure mayhem when left alone. Number 1. Pete on the toilet.
Hello. Is your mum or dad in?
Well, I don't know where my mum is.
And your dad?
He's on the toilet.
As adults, we all know how difficult it is to politely tell a door-to-door salesperson you're not interested. Sometimes they're determined, and you don't have the heart to break it to them. Well, Karen has the confidence to say whatever's on her mind.
My daddy says people like her should be shot. My dad's on the toilet.
She has no problem giving a saleswoman advice, and eventually just tells her to get lost, in the funniest way possible. It highlights everything we adore about her. It makes you wish you had a Karen of your own, ready and waiting for deployment as soon as a salesperson arrives.
I just think you need to get better at this job. And, well, I'm fed up, so I'm going to go.
Which Brockman do you think is the funniest? Let us know in the comments.
And do you know what happened to that strong-willed little girl?
Did she become a head teacher?
No, she got expelled. She's in prison now. Turns out the rules did apply to her after all.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.